One thing we see across many customers is sort of a Stockholm syndrome. They have a legacy CDP deployment, or they have somewhat complex and/or inefficient pipelines and workflows from data into their marketing applications. They have a limited view of the customer. Things you might require some CSVs, or might other processes that are overly dependent on IT. But at the same time, you talk to them and they don't think there's a problem. And I know, Steve, we talked with you for many years before we actually worked together at Simon Data. So you guys came on the other side of this, but maybe you can talk about, especially to folks in the room who are asking, do I need to level up my data strategy? Do I need to rethink my CDP strategy? Do I actually have the right workflows, technology, and processes in place between marketing data teams? What did it look like on the other side? What were some of the symptoms that there was a problem going into this?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those like something works until it doesn't types of situation, right? Where we were very much in a world where we used to upload CSVs of users to our ESP. So we literally be uploading, I mean, I can literally tell you when you can no longer open an Excel file at 800,000 lines, because that's when like the Excel file breaks. So in terms of how many millions of users you're updating and waiting, right? So when my team's sitting there waiting for users to upload and things of that nature, or download from SQL, it's just an inefficient use of time. And I also think, the one scenario now, we have one campaign that we have not moved over to a new architecture, and it's like currently the bane of my existence. It's sort of a campaign that our product team is triggering, and it's a newsletter, and what we've seen over time is just due to neglect, right? Product teams are getting sidetracked, wanting to work on something else, or other priorities come up. So like sort of having that in your control of when you can trigger something and being able to edit and make it better is hugely powerful. So like we have a newsletter that runs on Mondays that's personalized at the user level. So it gives each user 10 distinct events that it promotes to them. And we started running into an issue in January where we ticket the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland. Cleveland's a market we care about, and Detroit events were showing up a lot in the newsletter. Upon digging into it, it was a scenario where if you take a plane from Cleveland to Detroit, it's less than 100 miles. If you're driving from Cleveland to Detroit, though, it's like 150 miles. So Detroit was sneaking in to our newsletters because technically, based on a latitude-longitude situation, it looked like it was close enough, but it really wasn't. And there's no way my team could edit that without having like a product team go in, change our code base, and do things like that. So that was sort of also a wake-up call of like, these last few campaigns we have moved to our current architecture, we need to move over because they're a problem, they're causing our clients problems, and they're causing us headaches. So being able to quickly solve and optimize and keep growing, is the biggest thing versus sort of just settling for what's already been going out the door.